Okay, welcome back, creatures of the night, for your special Halloween episode of the Collecting Dead Man podcast. As I am joined by two of my best friends, Randy Turco and Alex Doriot. Alex Doriot joining us from Talking Taker fame, joining us on our special gimmick match watch along as we take a look back at Undertaker's triple threat of terrifyingly terrible matches. As we take a look back at the Rest in Peace match against Giant Gonzalez at SummerSlam 1993, the Hell in the Cell match against Big Boss Man at WrestleMania 15, and we round it all out with the Concrete Crypt match against the Dudley Boys at the Great American Bash 2004. I think if you rank a list of Undertaker's worst matches, I think these three probably rank near the top. So before we get started with Giant Gonzalez, Randy, Alex, how's everybody doing today? Anything new going on? And what are your first impressions on the three matches we have going on today?
I am good as always. Glad to be back for our gimmick match installment for the month of October. And when we kind of came up with this calendar, I think we booked it through like January, I think, or December maybe. I can't remember.
So. I think December.
And when we thought, when can we do these three terrible? Number one, they're all terrible. Yes. We should have them all together. You should have your Brussels sprouts with your broccoli, just kind of put that all together and have it all in one meal and just get it over with. And we should have it in October. Nothing scarier than the Rest in Peace match, the Concrete Crypt, and maybe the worst Hell in a Cell ever. And then on top of that, better than that, if you can't have friendship, what is friendship, if anything, than to share garbage with? So that's why we say in October, we need Alex Doriot to come on with us.
Yes.
Give this show a little push, right? So we're glad to have you, Alex.
Well, first of all, I don't appreciate the Brussels sprouts or broccoli disparagement. Those are a couple of my favorite foods right there. Also, I just don't know if I should be honored or offended that you would bring me on to discuss, of all three matches, three absolute turds right here. So, I mean, I guess we're friends, apparently, or you're pulling a prank on me. I don't even know what to expect here. After all this time, you invite me on to discuss this garbage. I mean, I guess we can have fun and laugh at it. But I do appreciate me coming on here. I love listening, and I do sometimes watch. I usually just listen to y'all's podcasts every month, going through these gimmick watch-alongs. I enjoyed you going through Undertaker's title wins, and of course we do have a group chat that comes up on many of those podcasts. So we chat and we exchange figures and exchange just gifts and funny things throughout the week. So it's great to bring that here to the podcast form itself.
Yeah. I mean, when we were going through this and we invited Alex on, I was like, I don't know how he's going to take that, being invited on for this special episode.
It's a bit of a backhanded compliment, but
seriously, you want to be on the podcast? Here's three terrible matches.
Don't quite know what to think about that, but we'll go with it.
Well, they say Ric Flair,
a special place.
Ric Flair can work with a broom and make it look good, so we're going to try to work with a turd and make it look good, essentially.
Well, we basically got a broomstick in the Giant Gonzalez right here. That's basically what he is in this matchup.
Basically. So I think enough talking about Giant Gonzalez. I think it's time to get the match out of the way.
Let's do it.
All three of us are queued up on Peacock. Season 6, Episode 1, SummerSlam 1993, queued up at 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 40 seconds, as we get ready for the first and only Rest in Peace match. So are you guys ready?
Yes, I think usually this is where I go through like the build-up. There's not really a lot of build-up here. Giant Gonzalez debuted at Rumble 93, eliminated Taker. Then they go at it at WrestleMania 9. They had the DQ finish, the only DQ finish in WrestleMania for Undertaker. So it's kind of a close one, surprisingly. He kind of gets KO'd by that chloroform rag. So that was interesting, although he had the rad entrance there with the vulture and everything.
Great entrance, cool. Yep.
And then he, after that, that's it for the feud. I mean, that's it. There's really no build-up, and Giant Gonzalez only lasts like 9 months in the company, period, like January to October of 93. And I sometimes wonder before we start this match, I sometimes wonder if this was just snake bit from the beginning. Number one, Giant Gonzalez obviously is a problem in the ring, but also he didn't even get the best taker. He got 1993 Undertaker. He wasn't even the guy that he would become. And meanwhile, we're kind of transitioning our style to like Bret Hart being the world champion, and Shawn Michaels is breaking out as a singles guy. All these work rate guys. Maybe it could have been a little better if he would have got the Undertaker in his prime once Undertaker figured out who he was. Maybe it could have been a skosh better, but probably not much better.
I take that, and then I remember 2006 Great Khali. So
that's exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
So I don't know about that. Yeah,
we're not getting much better.
Yeah, and Bruce Pritchard says that Great Khali is even better than Giant Gonzalez. So,
oh my gosh,
I don't know if that's the backhanded compliment of the day.
Well, Randy, you are leaving out a little bit of the buildup here because it's interesting that basically Giant Gonzalez, of course, managed by Harvey Whippleman, and the feud kind of transitions through on TV from Giant Gonzalez over to Harvey Whippleman's other protege, Mr. Hughes. And he's the one who feuds with Undertaker post-WrestleMania up until just a couple of weeks before SummerSlam. So Mr. Hughes kind of gets screwed out of the pay-per-view blow-off with Undertaker when Giant Gonzalez comes back over. And Mr. Hughes is actually, I'm sure both you guys know, he's the first guy to ever steal the urn from the Undertaker in a TV rivalry. So he makes a little history there, but doesn't actually get to blow it off here in the SummerSlam match, which I don't know. What do you guys think about Mr. Hughes?
Sets a precedent for everybody that steals the urn for years to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you're right, Alex. Even you can go back to, if you wanted to, go back to Kamala with Harvey Whippleman in late '92. So
it was like a year-long rivalry.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
And kudos to Mr. Hughes. He was at the big event autograph signing where Travis and I met the Undertaker in 2020. Still living off that because he still had an urn at his gimmick table there to take pictures with people. So he
still have the shades on?
Off it. Oh, absolutely had the shades on. Yeah, nice. Shades, tie, suspenders. Yep.
What else did he do?
Right.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, from Mr. Hughes to Harvey Whippleman to Giant Gonzalez and the only rest in peace match in history. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So 3, 2, 1, play.
So the Fink gives us these rules to the rest in peace match, which as a child, sitting on TV every week, sitting there, the rest in peace match. Only the Undertaker knows the rules to the rest in peace match. They will be revealed at SummerSlam. I'm sitting there, my head is racing. I can't wait to find out what this incredible match could be. And what are the rules?
No DQ. No count out.
No count out.
And that's it. Yeah.
And there must be a winner.
There must be a winner.
And even as a 7-year-old kid watching this, I was like, what? That's it? That's all we get?
Yeah, I was picturing something maybe like the Buried Alive match. We would get
right.
Yeah.
Well, we do get a wreath. So apparently whoever lays the wreath in front of the person's head, that's it.
That's symbolic. Yeah.
This is in Auburn Hills, Michigan, which is probably, 45 minutes north of Detroit, which means I'm like an hour away from there. It's 12 years old right now. I have no idea why I'm not at this show, other than the fact that I have no money or no car. But
that could be part of it.
Well, that could be part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, and Randy, of course, you and I are wearing our Roosevelt's Undertaker shirts. I don't know if we look as good as Harvey Whippleman does in that purple suit, though.
That's like too big for him. He looks like me at my confirmation,
It's probably a child's extra small, too.
And I noticed Giant Gonzalez, he must have been at the beach because his bodysuit is more tan than it was at WrestleMania 9.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's all airbrush. There's no fur on this one.
Well, he's exiting the company anyway. No more money.
He doesn't care. No.
It's a Brazilian jumpsuit. It's no fur. Got it. Okay.
Now I listened back to our Talking Taker episode. It's episode number 9 on this, and something that I did not remember, and I'm just going to assume it's true because we said it in the episode. This was the first time we saw on pay-per-view the lights go out for Undertaker's entrance.
Really?
So
Okay.
the lights all come down at the sound of the gong right there. It may have happened on TV, it may have happened on other things, but this was the first time we noticed it on a pay-per-view match. So pretty historic moment right there.
It is pretty good trivia.
So this is Undertaker's 9th pay-per-view match.
Technically his 10th, because we skipped, or it might be, I guess it's actually his 12th, because we skipped the Royal Rumbles at first.
Oh, okay.
So, as far as like a one-on-one or
Okay.
a tag team match, this would have been his 9th one. Yeah.
I did see in the crowd some crowd shots. I did see that somebody held the foam urn, the 3D urn that looks like a jelly jar.
Yes.
And I saw the flat one out there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a holy grail item for me.
Same.
I saw one on eBay recently, but it looked like 40 miles of bad road. It was
Yep.
it was 50
yeah,
bucks.
like somebody like rolled over that a few times. I was like,
Yeah.
50
wonder
bucks is
you-
a steal, though, because
It
I've
is.
seen them for like 500.
Yeah, and I looked a couple days later, just kind of like, I don't know, man, that's kind of beat up. It looks really bad. And I went back a few days later. I don't see it, so somebody must have taken the bait.
Somebody got it.
Yeah. If you are that person, give us a shout out.
You
We wanna
are
know.
that person.
Yeah,
Now-
I don't think I'll ever get that urn, but I would definitely, if I ever had a chance at it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, sure.
And an original of the other foam tombstones. I'd love to have one of those. You know, we had the recreation one that came out in 2020, but I'd love to have an original too.
Oh, yes.
Randy, you see who that referee is?
Yeah, Mr. Bill Alfonso, Daddy.
Yeah, ECW legend. I
Now,
love
what
seeing
I
him
want-
pop up.
What I wanted for this match, we should have done it, was a punch counter. Like I think you and Travis, Alex, one time you had like a blood counter.
Yeah.
We need a punch counter in this match because it is insane.
Punch, choke, kick, punch, choke, kick, uppercut, uppercut.
Right?
You got to give Giant Gonzalez some credit, though. Like, he is a presence. Like, he makes Undertaker look like a child. I mean, he is massive.
That's true. Like that's anytime I've been to an NBA game and I see like Shaquille O'Neal, and even sitting in the upper deck, you're like, wow, he is so much bigger than everybody else. You know?
Yeah, you can understand why they wanted to make something out of him because he is a spectacle.
He's got that airport presence, right? That Vince
Sure.
always talks about.
Yep.
Flying clothesline number 1 doesn't do the job. Flying clothesline number 2 doesn't knock him off his feet.
Nope. And just stumbling around here.
Paul Bearer didn't come out too. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention that. No Paul Bearer yet.
Yeah, that's going to come into play here.
Sure.
No Paul Bearer yet.
Yes.
No Paul Bearer yet.
Well, spoilers, guys. Spoilers.
Come on.
Now, Steven or Randy, both of y'all, I had a question. What do you think is the better Giant Gonzalez action figure? Because he's got the Hasbro, which is the one that I've got in my opponent's collection, which is, era appropriate. And I think, pretty good likeness and with the fur and everything. But he's also got a classic superstar, which is cool, I think, because it has like the size and it's a really big figure. So I was kind of torn on which one to get.
I don't even know what the pricing is on those because I don't look at Giant Gonzalez figures. I mean, pricing
Right.
for any figure right now is ridiculous, I assume, but
Yeah, I mean, they were both kind of in like the 25 to 40 range,
it's not terrible.
loose.
No. I think whatever you're going for. I mean, if you're going for the era of when he fought him, then stick to the Hasbro.
Yeah.
But if you want him to, stack up with other opponents, like if you have other classics or Mattels, then get the classic superstar.
We need an elite. We need an elite Giant Gonzalez with fur.
100%.
Soft,
Yes.
good loincloth. That's what we need.
Yes. Everybody's going to be clamoring for an elite Giant Gonzalez.
I mean, he'd fit with the new generation ring. He's
Right.
he's in that era. He works for that.
He would fit in the RAW, the Raw set.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
that Undertaker, actually,
Right. So Gonzalez hit a chair shot there, and that's going to be pretty much the extent of the no disqualification factor of this matchup. We're not quite getting an ECW hardcore style match with these stipulations.
And the no count out. It's not like they go all over the arena.
No.
or anything. Yeah.
Just a complete waste.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the USA bunting along the guardrail, though. That's nice. The USA,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lex Express here tonight.
Right.
Nothing like that Armageddon Rules match we'll get in a couple years with the Executioner. But he literally tombstones him into the water.
That could have been on the docket for tonight. Honestly.
Right.
We could easily do this again with 3 more awful.
Oh, we could. We can always move this to a giving episode too.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Just sign me up.
Sign me up for some of that cotton candy back there.
Right?
My gosh, she's got like 100 different.
Do they even do that anymore?
Oh, did you see the guy walking by? He had like 10 of the foam urns too. He was carrying those.
Wow.
I don't know if he was selling them or if he just bought those for his collection.
If you are that guy,
yeah,
meet me by the nacho cart. Yeah.
Forget about investing in crypto. I'll go back in time and invest in foam urns.
That's right.
Yeah, and you can tell how little we're talking about this match here.
Yeah, seriously.
I appreciate that Undertaker has gotten out of the mullet, although Giant Gonzalez is representing the Kentucky waterfall quite well.
It's indeed.
Yeah.
He's got a good mullet on this figure.
He does?
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. Not bad. And I will say the Giant Gonzalez Hasbro, you can see here, it is, a good bit taller than the Undertaker Hasbro. So they do have that in scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes the gong, and here comes Paul Bearer. See, I think the story, if you want to call it that, is that without Paul Bearer and the power of the urn, Undertaker is just not able to keep up with the power of the Giant Gonzalez. So we're going to fix that right now.
And it's so simple. It's so basic. It's so almost cheesy and goofy. But guess what? That crowd just erupted when Paul Bearer came out there. And they love it, man. They love this character. They love The Undertaker. And that simple storytelling, it just works.
Right. It already feels like he's the main character, on the roster. And he's Undertaker's only been here for not even 3 years yet.
And he's going to go on. He's going to main event Survivor Series, world title match at Royal Rumble. He'll be gone for a while, but then main event SummerSlam. Oh, Paul Bearer.
Look at that. The lariat, the Steiner line.
True clothesline from hell. That's the original.
And Paul Bearer is making a beeline for that urn.
He's taking that urn back. My precious.
And now you're all in really big trouble. Just like Billy Madison getting that dodgeball.
And look, there's not a ton of signs in the audience, but the ones you do see, I see a rest in peace sign. I see an Undertaker sign in the crowd. He's over.
He's so captivating. I mean, the presence alone.
Kids, adults, they're all here for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm 12 at this time. I went from, as everybody knows, being really scared of him to being like, oh my God, this guy's awesome. I'm sure I wasn't the only one. Oh, look at that. That urn goes in the air.
The theatrics.
He's going to sit up like Michael Myers, and we are on.
Yep. Crowd cheering, clapping on their feet.
Bruce Pritchard did say that's where they got the sit up from, was Michael Myers.
Yeah.
So every time I see Michael Myers do it now, I can't help but think of that.
He's got them in the palm of his hand here.
He's takering up, if you will.
and I saw your reviews of the latest Halloween movie, Randy.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it was bold. They tried something new, which I think is great, but I don't know if they should be doing it in the finale, but it was still pretty good.
Yeah. I saw a lot more negative reviews, than yours, but
sure.
To each their own.
Right.
Sure.
Definitely worth a watch for sure.
Yeah. Taker, of course, not going to be going for a tombstone here, although I'd love to see him try. Instead, going to the top rope.
And a super duper clothesline from the top rope. That finally gets him off his feet. I think that was the 6th one.
I think that was the first bump Giant Gonzalez has taken in probably the entire time he's been in the Federation.
And that's the win. 1, 2, 3. Taker wins the first, last, and only rest in peace match. And here comes the
victory wreath.
Yeah.
It's not over until the wreath is placed by the head.
Okay.
Okay, now it's over.
Which makes me always wonder, like, did the prop department make that? Did they go to somebody's florist in Auburn Hills and say, we need a funeral wreath?
Black wreath.
Right.
Paul Bearer holding that urn up high.
That's my favorite urn. I know the one has the one with the ears that has popularity, but that first urn with all of its warts, because it's been used as a weapon. I love it.
All of its warts.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a disappointment of a match. It's not like the most actively bad, but it's just, why bother? What was the point of it?
Yeah, Undertaker wanting to kill management for a long time because it was just large guy after large guy after large guy. I'm sure he wasn't happy with this. Well, he did say, I think I got some quotes where he talked about his feud with Giant Gonzalez was like survival every night, trying to figure out what he was going to do. And it, quote, took years off my career.
Oh, my God.
Giant Gonzalez is turning face here by going against Harvey Whippleman, who just broke the wreath.
Oh, no.
I hope they didn't invest a lot of money into that.
Yeah, again, they're just trying to get anything they can out of Gonzalez because, his run just lasts 6 months here, basically. They're going for like the Bobby Heenan, Andre the Giant type deal here. And, just a sad choke slam.
There's a guy dressed as Hulk Hogan in the crowd where Hulk Hogan, I don't even think's on this card.
No, he's just recently gone.
Yeah.
Like King of the Ring right before this.
Taker said Alex said where Taker's going, rather. Giant Gonzalez, he's going to be in a battle royal on Raw for the IC title pretty soon. Spoiler, he doesn't win. He does have a brief Adam Bomb feud, and then he's gone from the company in October of '93. 9 months.
Wow. Well, sit with that.
And we talked about the toys. The toys that I mentioned were the ones we kind of mentioned already. The Taker 30th anniversary.
Sure.
RAW one. I think that's a great representation in
I agree.
Taker. Mm-hmm. And then we talked about the Hasbro and the Superstars Jax one. So those are the two. Those are literally the only two Giant Gonzalez toys that we have. So, and I exited accidentally out of Peacock.
And I guess there is a
Peacock.
I guess I need a Harvey Whippleman figure.
Do they, Steve? Do they have one?
I think he has a Classic Superstars, doesn't he?
A 2-pack with Giant Gonzalez.
No, there it is, right there.
There it is, right there.
With soft goods loincloth. We are in.
We're in business, baby. So I had a question. I was going to run this by you guys for each match. Since this is our spooky season, sort of Halloween-themed episode, if you had to compare this match to an item of Halloween candy, which Halloween candy would you compare this particular match to?
Oh my God.
I would say probably a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop because and this is my opinion. I know I may turn off some listeners here because Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pops to me, they look great and you unwrap them, especially the blue one, right? That blue wrapper, you're like, damn, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. This is worth the calories, folks. I don't even care right now that I'm going off my diet. And you open that thing and you put it in your mouth and even what are the candy layer, you're like, all right, I'm digging this. This is worth it. And then you get to the center. You get to the meat of the potato, right? You get to the center of the chocolate. And I am not really the biggest actual Tootsie Roll fan.
Not me.
No. So they're okay, but it wouldn't be my first, fifth, or ninth choice in Halloween candy. So I would say it's definitely getting to this match. The blow off of the entire feud is like getting to this. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? Who the hell cares? Because it ain't good, right?
I like that.
Right.
Good answer.
I don't know.
Steven, did you have an answer?
I don't know if I can compete with that answer. I feel like that was thought about there.
I guess mine is kind of similar, Randy. I was going to say the just when you get like the generic orange and black wrapper just in the bag, there's no branding, there's no label on it, and you open it up and there's just something in there. It's just pure disappointment. Like you even looking at just the wrapper, well, this isn't going to be good. But then you open it up and it's still just even worse than you even pictured it to be. It's just like a doorstop, basically. So
those candies that every grandma has in their candy dish. Nobody knows how the hell they got it, but they have them.
Where it came from,
right?
No.
I guess I would describe it as pop rocks.
Okay.
It starts off with a blast, and then as you keep having it just keeps there. It just fizzles out.
I like that. I'll buy that.
The match started off popping, and then by the end of it, they're like, "Please put me out of my misery."
Yeah, we got a good pop for Undertaker coming out there.
And then the bell rang.
And then I'll just show off my original SummerSlam 93 VHS tape, which might be the first wrestling tape I ever owned. My mom got me this for having good grades back in 1993 on my report card. I got it brand new at the video store, so probably like 30 or 40 bucks back then to get a new VHS back then. But yeah, that was the first time I saw this match. First time I was disappointed by it, and here I am disappointed by it 20 years later. So
look at that. See, you probably don't even remember how to carry the 4 anymore, but you got that VHS, right?
I still got the VHS.
Oh, but as we make our way past the Rest in Peace match, the first and only, we go to one of the match types that Undertaker is synonymous with, and that is the Hell in the Cell. We are tackling the Hell in the Cells one at a time, and we're starting with probably his worst as we take a look back with his encounter with the Big Boss Man at WrestleMania 15, my first WrestleMania that I ordered on pay-per-view. And nice. As a kid, you're loving it. You're loving it because it's The Undertaker. It's the one that made you a fan. You know, you don't care. You're not even considering how bad this match is going to be. But you're just loving it in the meantime and, you know, everything else going on. And then looking back at this, almost 20-something years later? It's
20 plus. Yeah.
20 plus. It's like, oh, please don't make me feel any older than I am.
Sorry, man.
But yeah, it doesn't live up to the nostalgia and the hype. And what about what you guys think? What do you guys think about the Big Boss Man Hell in the Cell at WrestleMania 15?
I was 18, so I guess this is the first WrestleMania I could smoke during it. Maybe I needed to because this wasn't very good, right? But no, I think I watched this probably with friends, Attitude Era. All my high school buddies probably got together to watch it, or because I haven't left for college yet. So probably my high school buddies got together to watch it, and it felt like, you know, almost like an episode of Raw. Because I was going to ask you, Steven, being 7 at the time, give or take, watching this, if you even grasped that this was WrestleMania. This is supposed to be the show of shows for the year. Mm-hmm. I know it wasn't a big giant stadium show back then, but I think even from a very early time, WrestleMania was the show for the year, and at least 4 of them anyway. 3 of them or 4 of them. So I don't know if 7-year-old even got that vibe from this 1999 WrestleMania because it just felt like another episode of Raw. It didn't feel like anything special to me.
It felt something special to me because, you know, this is the first pay-per-view we ordered. And so, of course, it's longer. It's longer than a regular episode of Monday Night Raw, especially for me, you know, being, like you said, like 7. So being able to stay up even later than what I was allowed to for some, you know, on a Sunday, it's a day before school and everything like that. And you have a Hell in the Cell match, which is something you don't see on a normal Monday Night Raw. So it felt special. It definitely did. Definitely not as special as what they put on now.
Right.
But it's, you know, it's something, you know, it always holds a special place in my heart for being like the first WrestleMania, first pay-per-view ordered. And I really don't know what exactly I was feeling at the time, but I knew it was different.
Yeah, definitely sentimental. Alex, any sentimental attachment to WrestleMania 15? Did you guys is this the pay-per-view where you put the Oreos in the oven? I saw that.
No, it wasn't this one. But no, I do. I understand what you're saying, Steven, because WrestleMania 9 was my first pay-per-view and my first WrestleMania. And I'd say much like 15, it's not not ranked in the top WrestleManias, but it's always sentimental to me because it was the first one I watched. So I get that feeling with this one. And I mean, I'm sure, much like Randy, I was just a hardcore fan at this point, watching everything, but did not watch this pay-per-view live. We just didn't have a crew that was really ordering pay-per-views quite yet. A couple years younger than you, Randy, and which I don't know, we just weren't ordering, getting together for pay-per-views yet. Just watching Raw every week. But I actually didn't see this pay-per-view for a long, long time because our video store, for some reason, had a great wrestling section, but occasionally they would just miss pay-per-views and not have them in there. So I never saw 15 for probably till I got the anthology set, the WrestleMania anthology DVD set, many, many years later. So, of course I knew about it. I'd probably seen clips of this match, but never saw the whole thing till many, many years later. And again, there's a reason why we're covering it here tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember video stores and waiting for new arrivals in the wrestling section. Oh my God. But another memory attached to this WrestleMania is that they also had the, partnership with the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah.
For this WrestleMania. And I remember we had the pay-per-view going on in the living room, and I think in the upstairs TV we had the Home Shopping Network. And so I remember my dad was upstairs, and he came down and he said, "Who won the Undertaker match?" And before I could say anything, he could see Big Boss Man hanging. He goes, "Never mind." So I always remember that. I always remember that instance. Like he was upstairs watching the Home Shopping Network, and he came down and says, "Who won the Undertaker match?" And he sees Big Boss Man hanging. Never mind.
Yeah, that answers the question.
That answers the question. So yeah,
I love that your parents are so supportive of wrestling. I love it. I love it. Right? Like they buy you stuff off the Home Shopping Network.
That's what he was doing up there. He was taking notes of everything to order.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, my dad just couldn't wait to tell me how fake it was.
Me too. Just hated it.
I'd be like, "Shut up! No, it's not."
Yeah, what do you know?
That was me last year, actually. Yeah.
Still not speaking to him.
Right.
Okay.
I think, Randy, you and I should say thank you to Steven for Bendham's Undertaker, which I think is a pretty good representation figure-wise for this match.
Can we do, is like you do cheers with beer bottles, can we do cheers with the
Oh, go ahead.
I don't have all three of them yet, so he just hangs out with Mom here, the Jax one, the Jax version. He just kind of hangs out with Mom.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I did this on my unboxing, but I just got to show you guys again here on this video, the comparison here. So we've got the Undertaker Bendham right here, and then I've got a Jeff Jarrett Bendham from about 2 series beforehand. And just look at that size disparity right there. That's like Giant Gonzalez and Undertaker right here. Jeff Jarrett and Undertaker. How is that in the same line? It's just absurd.
It is.
I never knew Jeff Jarrett was on PEDs. There he is.
Apparently so. It's like Triple J right there.
And look at him next to a Jax BCA Big Boss.
And look at him next to that Big Boss Man, baby.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. The hits just keep coming. So where are you guys queued up for on Peacock?
I am on let me make sure. 151.10.
10? Okay.
151.10. And I think the build up for this just briefly is Taker. This is the era of Taker where he's not interested in the title. I kind of loved this as a kid. He's like beyond the belt. He wants to own the World Wrestling Federation, and he's after very nice Bruce Pritchard there, Alex. I like it.
I need it, man.
He's going after Vince's corporation. The ministry is going after the corporation, and Taker's threatening Vince with that teddy bear. Steven, we covered that match a couple of months ago with the Inferno match. So he's going after him with the teddy bear, which, as we know, is eventually going to lead to Stephanie McMahon's debut, Hachi Machi. He's going to get some air in my shirt there. Vince has his henchman, the Big Boss Man, attack the Undertaker, which sets up this match. And there he is, yes. And Taker says, one by one, the corporation will fall. And then Vince in turn says he's going to take out the ministry. So, and I think right before this pay-per-view, the ministry ends up at Vince's house, or Vince's house. I don't know if it was his real house, but And I think Taker dresses as Kane for the second time, corporate Kane.
Right.
And fools Vince, and then we're off to the races for this match. It just seems, we had the HBK Hell in a Cell, very special. We had the Foley Hell in a Cell, very special. And it just seems like a year later, not even a year later, we're having him. It should be, my opinion, it should be Undertaker versus the final boss in this whole storyline, whether that's Vince or whomever at the time. I don't know about Undertaker versus a random henchman. This is
yes. Yeah.
This isn't even the final guy.
As you were going through this, I was just thinking about this, of everybody that Vince has at his disposal, not only in the corporation, but in the entire federation, because they're acting like, the ministry is something outside the federation, outside something Vince can't control. So you have everybody that Vince has, at his disposal, barring any other matches taking place that he can always, rework. He chooses Big Boss Man out of everybody.
Yeah.
He could have chosen Kane. He could have chosen Test. He could have chosen Triple H. Could have chosen anybody. He could have chosen himself.
Right.
Right.
Big Boss Man. I'm like,
and look, don't get me wrong. I am a huge Big Boss Man fan. I'm in the Big Boss Man fan club right here.
I love it.
Okay. I love me some Boss Man. He's from Cobb County, Georgia, where I used to live. Okay. But I gotta agree. He's below Undertaker here. He has no business facing Undertaker in Hell in a Cell here. But I love the guy. Still a huge fan of his. Always will be.
You ever come across him in any type of jail or anything since you were in Cobb County, Georgia?
I did not live there until after he had passed. So no, okay. I did not.
Any stories you need to dive out?
Well, I did hear tale. So I worked at a church in Cobb County, Georgia. I was a youth pastor there at a little town called Mableton, Georgia, which no one has ever heard of. It's very small. But I heard rumors that he did attend church at that church a few times. People knew him around that part of town and had seen him around there before he passed. So may have sat in the same pew as the Big Boss Man had previously had at one point.
That's awesome.
After his feud with Big Show dragging that casket outside the cemetery, but he got lots of repent for him.
Exactly.
So yeah, that always struck me as looking back on this, I'm like, Vince could have been putting himself in to defend the World Wrestling Federation's honor. But he chose Big Boss Man, somebody at this time, no offense, but a little past his prime.
Sure.
Somebody that's not fighting a lot, he's just being, someone that's more of a henchman for Vince. And, you go and put him in the Hell in a Cell with Undertaker. You already seen Undertaker, what he can do to Shawn Michaels and what he can do to Mick Foley. So, you're not putting those two are much more of a threat
right.
than Big Boss Man could be. So you imagine what Undertaker can do to Big Boss Man, which we see at the end of the match what he can do to Big Boss Man.
Exactly.
So... yeah, he could even, of everybody there, he could even have done Big Show. Big Show is new to the corporation. Could have put him into the Undertaker and, had the towering monster in the Hell in a Cell. But
could have done Shane. We saw Undertaker Shane Hell in a Cell years later. Maybe could have been Shane defending the family here.
Yeah, could have done Shane. Could have been something that they could have reworked and to have, because of that encounter, he decides to join up with the Undertaker.
Yep.
But we get the Big Boss Man.
And instead, we get this.
We get this in Season 15, Episode 1, WrestleMania 15 on Peacock. We are all queued up at 1 hour, 51 minutes, 10 seconds. And is everybody ready?
I'm good to go.
Okay. So 3, 2, 1, play.
So they're showing the cell come down, which it's also interesting. They've done it a couple of times, but they usually don't like to do big gimmick matches at WrestleMania because WrestleMania, quote, sells itself. Mm-hmm. So you put it on some of the other pay-per-views that might have trouble selling. So it's interesting that they would choose to do that here anyway.
Yeah, the first time at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and here comes SWAT Team Boss Man. So how do you guys prefer your Boss Man? SWAT team or blue shirt deputy Boss Man?
How do we prefer Undertaker, regular, extra crispy?
Extra crispy.
I mean, I'm a purist, man. I go with the original blue shirt boss man, but I did enjoy this run, man. I thought it was fun to have him back in the Attitude Era, just as a dirty heel. We mentioned the Big Show feud, the Al Snow feud. He was just pure evil, and I dug it, man. I always enjoyed watching him.
He's had some moments. Like we make fun of the SWAT team boss man. Like he has this moment, which is laughable. Pepper and the Kennel from Hell, laughable. Riding on the coffin, laughable, but
yes,
we're talking about it. You know what I mean? 23 years later. And you know your aces if your entrance at WrestleMania gets interrupted by an M&M's commercial. That's how you know.
Speaking of candy, how do we feel about M&M's Crispy?
Do they still do them? I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I never liked them.
No, not as much as the OG.
Oh, yeah, I'm a peanut guy. Peanut over, but chocolate's still good.
Taker doing his entrance right now with the tongues, where he speaks in tongues. Did you guys see on Twitter this recently that the voice that he's speaking in tongues is not just random gibberish. It is from Vince Russo's favorite movie, Excalibur, 1981.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. Which I've happened upon, Helen Mirren, you think of this actress who played the Queen of England, she's like an older lady. I've happened upon some of her photos from Excalibur 1981 and some of her photos from the 70s, just scrolling past them on Twitter. And folks, you should Google that. Helen
Mirren. She putting Stephanie and Amanda shame?
There'd be a contest for sure. Yeah.
Man, Paul Bearer has had better looking days than he has right here.
Yes, he has grown up and grown out since the last time we saw him in 1993. Yes. Yeah.
And them working side by side instead of him being led down the aisle.
Yes.
That's a good point. Great entrance gear. What figure is this iconic that has this? Is it Defining Moments?
Yes, Defining Moments, the San Diego Comic-Con. What Randy has there, SmackDown Series 5 and Classic Superstars Series 3.
Yeah.
I think the Back Talking Crushers, he doesn't have the entrance gear, but he's wearing like this, the wrestling part of it anyway. Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of figures with it.
I believe this is also the debut of that Ministry theme with him talking in tongue. Okay.
I think so.
Everybody talks about like the 1998 WrestleMania cape that looks like Batman and his entrance, which is very awesome, but like nobody talks about this other cape that he wore a year later. It might be even better.
Oh, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
I think you might be right cape-wise, but I think it goes back to the match. Like everyone remembers the Undertaker-Kane match a lot more than they talk about this match, and that's probably why we jump to that gear more than this one.
Sure.
Paul Bearer is asking the referee, why? Why do I have to be outside the cage? Why?
Why?
Getting so much WrestleMania 2000 video game vibes from the Undertaker's tight.
Yeah.
The lower third graphic that says, Undertaker with the X7. I mean, there's so many WrestleMania 2000 video game vibes.
Yep, spent many a night playing that one.
Yeah. His pointed beard and everything. Undertaker went all out for this match, from the attire to the entrance cape.
Well, he respected WrestleMania, even if he knew it wasn't going to be a great match. He was going to go all out for the entrance and the look and all that. He knew it was still a big deal. He's coming here at 7-0 at this point in the streak. And did you guys know that the Boss Man comes in here 4-0 at WrestleMania? So we got a streak versus streak match right here.
I always wanted a streak versus streak match, like him and Cena or him and Edge, and they never did it. But little did we know, we already had it.
Yeah, I call 4-0 a streak.
Yeah.
And Big Boss Man sandwiched in between two great Undertaker WrestleMania matches between Kane and then Triple H.
That's true.
That's a good point. Yeah. And I believe Undertaker has been in the only 3 WrestleMania Hell in a Cells, all 3 of those. So he had this, Triple H, and then Shane McMahon. And I don't think anyone else has ever done Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania.
I think you're right.
And he's 3-0, so that is also a streak.
Another streak right there. What I do remember about this match is the commentary. Michael Cole is just absolutely at his worst here, and he's just started. But I love and respect Michael Cole nowadays. I do think he's become a great announcer, but he was brutal at the beginning. He's sitting here talking about the dangers of Hell in a Cell. These two men could get a finger stuck in between those cage wires.
Oh yeah, you're worried about, you see what he did to Mankind? You worried about
exactly. Less than a year ago, he killed Mankind, throwing him off the cell, but he might get his finger stuck in there.
I swear, I remember WrestleMania 15. And near the end of the night, he kind of does a backstage interview. I swear, I can't find it on YouTube now, but I swear he says, you know, and stop by later after the match, and we'll have an interview with the new champion.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I can't find it anywhere now, but I swear he did that. Yeah.
I think it might have been on that Home Shopping Network or something, or maybe, yeah, I don't know. But I do remember that happening. Yeah.
I vaguely remember that happening. Yeah.
Oh, big bump from Undertaker
into the mesh part of the fence, which I guess that's a little better than the and now Boss Man's breaking out the XXXXL gloves or handcuffs.
Handcuffs.
XXL handcuffs.
Very large chain.
Well, I knew Michael Cole's commentary is not going to be on par when he first said Undertaker looks like Lucifer or Beelzebub, but people are probably thinking, who the hell is Beelzebub?
Yeah, you could hear it in the King's voice, too, throughout the night. He's just ready for JR to be back for the main event. All right. Good strategy there. Handcuffing Undertaker to the cell. Smart move there by Boss Man, I got to say.
Yeah.
He went and got his beat stick. My uncle is a deputy cop in Toledo, and I'm like, man, can I have your nightstick? No, you cannot have my nightstick. Can I take pictures with your nightstick? No, you cannot take pictures with my nightstick.
He never let you twirl it around like that?
God, it's awesome. Oh, just taking liberties on Taker, and he busts the handcuffs falling down. They got the job done, though, right? He got
high quality handcuffs there.
Yeah,
high quality.
Definitely not a prop. Definitely real.
Totally. Big Boss Man's a real cop.
Yeah. Former corrections officer. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, he'd been around for like almost 15 years at this point, started in the NWA and had that run with Hogan, in the 90s, early 90s, and had gone back to the NWO in WCW before this. And now here he is back in WWE in this big spot. It's kind of cool.
King makes a good point here. He talks about the Undertaker is bleeding now because of that beat stick. He said, hey, I'm just saying, HBK and Mick Foley did not make the Undertaker bleed in Hell in a Cell, but
wow,
the did. Yeah.
I mean, it was a big deal to make Undertaker bleed. Period. It was very, very rare. This might be only like the second or third time it's happened. Period.
Sure.
Up to this point, at least. This was before all the first blood with Stone Cold, where he bled every week.
Right.
And this Hell in a Cell is honestly tiny, like compared to the Hell in a Cell they use now.
Yeah.
I saw some rumors that we're going to retire that Hell in a Cell pay-per-view here, possibly.
Oh, nobody's got to be more tickled than you are. I know you and I share our, just disdain for having Hell in a Cell because of the calendar,
It looks like they're retiring a lot of the gimmick pay-per-views, potentially. That's the rumors I've been seeing.
Bring it out as it's needed.
Yep, exactly.
Which it should be.
Oh, Taker with a chair to the back. Boss Man's wearing like a harness under his gear already because he's going to be hung, obviously. But you can't tell. I mean, I guess that's good.
Well, Bear just hamming it up on the outside. He's doing what he can. Now, so this being your first exposure to Hell in a Cell, Steven, were you disappointed with the that guy kind of front row is loving it, but were you disappointed with the match concept after this?
Well, I had nothing really to base it off of. But I will say, after I got that Phenom VHS tape, I would say, well, that Mankind one definitely was my, like, why wasn't the Big Boss Man match like this? Stuff like this. I mean, that one just took it a whole new level. Rewatching that match.
You were calling the cable company up asking for a refund. Like, hey, man, I just saw this Phenom VHS.
Yeah,
I would like a refund for WrestleMania 15.
Now, is Bossman busted open, or is that just a little of Undertaker's blood kind of splattered on him?
I think he is busted open now. Now they're both bleeding like dogs.
And this is the semi-main event here, so still a good spot for Undertaker to be in.
I want to point out this clothesline. Do you see that somersault clothesline? Like, is that maybe the best Undertaker clothesline you've ever seen? Like, why is nobody talking about this?
Yeah, right?
I didn't remember that at all until I saw this. I had to rewind it a couple times to see, like, did he just do a somersault in midair and clothesline him?
Yeah. Always one of my favorite moves to do with him on the video game, too.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. It would get your momentum back.
That's right.
We're going to try the old school here. But Taker all of a sudden gets ADD and starts looking at the ceiling. And so the boss man reverses the old school.
Oh!
Not sure what happens there, but he gets crutched.
I can tell you what happened. I can tell you what happened there.
Boy, this match is dragging. Oh, man.
They needed to use more weapons.
Yeah, again, like much like the Rest in Peace match, like this match should have been a lot more brutal. Should have been a lot more violent.
Right. Here, Mick Foley was like approaching Taker and bugging the hell out of him before their match at King of the Ring. Like, we got to top Sean. Can I start at the top? Can I start at the top? Can you throw me off? What can we do? I don't think they had these discussions before this one.
Boss man's just there to get a paycheck, brother.
Right.
Pin me, pay me.
This in Philadelphia too. They're in ECW country. Let's get weird. Let's get out some of the weapons.
Slugging it out here. And yeah, they just don't have the chemistry. Undertaker's probably not in his best physical form at this point. Boss Man's certainly not. And it's heel. It's just like, who is the crowd supposed to cheer for here?
Sure.
The Boss Man is a dastardly heel. He is sort of fighting for Stephanie McMahon, but you can't get behind Boss Man. And Taker's such a bad guy right now.
I would say they're more in the corner of Undertaker because everybody hates Vince.
Yeah, but the Undertaker's been so devilish, literally. Like,
sure.
How can you? I mean, he's basically been threatening to rape Stephanie McMahon on TV the past few weeks. Like, it's tough to cheer for him too.
We just got a tombstone, a low blow, which he could have done in the Rest in Peace match, but didn't.
Sure, yeah.
A low blow and a tombstone. So, I think the end game here is, Bruce Pritchard talks about matches that are great matches and matches that are sometimes just entertainment. And I think this is just entertainment. They just need that sell so they can. The end of the game here is let's hang the boss man. Let's hang the boss man from a cage. We can't do it without the Hell in a Cell. So guess what? You're working a Hell in a Cell.
And the hanging had been something the ministry had done. They hung Gangrel maybe like a month or so before this, not off a cell, obviously, but which was weird because Gangrel's about to show up here on Undertaker's side, but we had seen them hang someone previously.
Look, Alex, look at all these championships on top of the cell right now, and Gangrel. Edge, Christian, and Gangrel.
We're still talking about Gangrel all these years later. Such a memorable character. Entrance, theme song, the blood spitting. He didn't need a title.
They are stomping their way through the mesh part of the fence to try to get that rope through.
Man, did you guys love the Brood?
Oh, yeah.
That music?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I love that music. And
it was short-lived, but so memorable to me.
It's not blood, it's viscous liquid. We got to get that right. Yeah.
It's not a crucifixion, it's symbolic.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my God, Michael Cole with the symbolic. Once they hang Boss Man here, he must ask the king, I think 9, I counted, I did a little tally mark, 9 times.
Is it symbolic?
Yes.
I don't know, man. It looks pretty literal to me.
Right. It's like a legal disclaimer. We said it was symbolic. Wasn't anybody listening?
Yeah, literally.
And that's kind of my just, why this is not one of my favorite moments is that, is it a memorable visual? Of course it is. I mean, and it is unique. They do pull it off. It's kind of amazing to see, but it's also like, we just hung a guy. He's hanging there, dying, basically.
He comes back the next day. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. He comes back
about it.
later on Sunday Night Heat like nothing is wrong. Like, you just hung him.
Hey,
and Michael Cole's going to transition from this. Michael Cole's going to be like, oh, no, the boss man. Well, let's have a look at the WrestleMania Rage Party last night.
Party, yeah.
Like, we're just committing murder on live TV, but hey,
Yes.
look at this Rage Party.
And Paul Bearer is the one doing the hanging. We just missed him pressing the button maniacally to raise the cell.
Well, yeah, Undertaker's not guilty, so it's Paul Bearer.
Yeah, the blood is on Paul Bearer's hands. And again, kudos to Boss Man. Like, he's not a professional stuntman. And maybe they practiced this, 2 hours before the show tonight. But I wouldn't want to go do this stunt.
I feel like if this was proposed maybe 3 months later, they would say no after obviously what happened with Rollin.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. Mick Foley talks about buried alive. Like, we bury the Undertaker alive and we kill him, and then like they announce the new Rockers come out for a dark match, right?
Exactly. What are we doing? Come on.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh, the big boss, man. He is back working WWE title matches in the European tour with Steve Austin by April 3rd. This is mid-March. So within a couple of weeks, he's back. So as I said, even Jesus sold it for 3 days. Boss man, impressive, but not as impressive. He, like we talked about, he feuds with Al Snow, the hardcore title, Kennel from Hell, Big Show. He has some moments with this little run here. Taker is on to kidnap Stephanie, tries to marry her. Don't we all? And then Stephanie McMahon, Stone Cold Steve Austin saves Stephanie McMahon because it's the right thing to do. So Taker takes his title. Austin takes it back. Taker loses to him one more time at Fully Loaded, and then his relationship with the McMahons kind of dissolves, and so does the Ministry. And he's off to the desert with the Big Show briefly, and then he's going to leave totally, and we're going to get Biker Taker after that. So he's not long for this world, unfortunately. And I guess Bruce Pritchard says Taker, this is his idea to go demonic, although it doesn't seem to last very long just because of injury, if anything else.
Yeah. I mean, and I think they're just going like 90 miles an hour on TV, like burning through ideas, burning through storylines too. And I think that's part of it, why it goes off the rails. So so much happens in the year of the Ministry of Darkness. You almost couldn't go any further to any further heights. I mean, you've already hung a guy already here, and it's only March. We're gonna continue to have dark weddings and other things.
Yeah, it runs its course relatively quickly.
Yeah. So, what's your Halloween candy you would compare this match to?
Oh my God. This
has got to be Werther's Original, right? Those are also candies that like everybody's grandparents have, and nobody knows how they acquired them. I'm not a butterscotch guy, not really. So those Werther's Original. Now, unlike the last one where you're fooled by the wrapper and you're like, man, this might be good.
Yeah.
I think unless you have sentimental attachment, Steven, unless you have sentimental attachment to it, I think getting into a Werther's Original.
Sentimental attachments.
This is terrible. I know it's going to be terrible. Maybe like a cough drop would be another good one. Like, this is going to be terrible, but I have to take this, right?
Oh my God. How about
a cough drop? At least like it helps you, it makes you feel better afterward.
How about what was the crunchy M&Ms?
Crispy M&M? Okay.
Yeah, the crispy M&Ms. I mean, so good it's not even available anymore.
I'm going to go with a Warhead because you see the wrapper, you get excited about it, and then you put it in and you just get that extreme sour taste, and you're like, why did I do this? Why did I put this in my mouth? Like Hell in a Cell, yes, I see that wrapper on there, and then there's just something sour in that entire match. So that's my candy comparison for this one.
Nice.
Wow, I haven't had a Warhead in, God, it must be like 10 years.
God, they were so popular in my middle school days.
Yeah. So popular. Yeah. My God.
I buy some horror shirts from time to time from a company called Fright Rags out of New York,
Okay.
upstate New York. What up, Fright Rags? If you're listening, I doubt it, but they send you like a sticker and a trading card, and like horror, and they will send you usually a warhead in your
Nice.
little warhead in your. So usually, as I go get the mail to get my shirt, if I order a shirt, I open the mail and then I got to eat the warhead as I'm walking into the house because otherwise my son will be like,
"That's right.
What's that? Can I have that?"
He's not ready for warheads.
Oh yeah.
No. So if he asks what it is, I just say it's a cough drop. So there you go, full circle.
A little white lie doesn't hurt anybody.
Right. We talked about all the toys. I think again, this is the Titantron Live SmackDown Series 2, Backtalk and Crushers, SmackDown Series 5, Bendham Series 12. Thank you, Steven.
There you go. Yeah.
And Defining Moments Mattel. So there's so many that have this WrestleMania 15, either the entrance gear or the tights. So it's kind of an iconic look.
Oh yeah.
And then the Boss Man, I don't remember what number it is because I'm not a Boss Man guy. He just had an Elite not that long ago, Elite 90 maybe.
Okay.
And the Chase was the Stuntman Boss Man. So the regular one was the blue guy, and then I think the Chase was the Stuntman Boss Man. I know this because my uncle, the cop, I bought him a Blue Man Boss Man and took it to him in Toledo. He's the one that got me into wrestling. He's a teenager, and I'm probably 5 because my dad, of course, thought it was all fake. So it wasn't my dad; it was my Uncle Dave. So here I am buying him Boss Man. Like every time I see him, I bring him a Boss Man. He's probably thinking like, "Stop bringing me this crap. I don't want it." So now, Alex, I see your mask, and I'm like, "Damn, I need to look that up."
I'll pass it your way. I don't need to have it. It does have the original tag on there. So
is that like the Undertaker one that looks like an Amish guy? It's like from '91. Okay.
I was at a thrift shop here, and they had just probably like 20 of these, 20 of the Hogans, the Macho, no takers. They had Hogan, Macho, and Boss Man, but no taker.
I got the taker at a like not antique shop, but like a vintage toy shop in Denver, Colorado. 5280s, and they what up 5280s? They had a whole bunch of stuff.
Bought a whole bunch of all the types of plugs on this episode.
They're trying to get sponsored.
Got a whole bunch of Bronco shirts that day, and then they had like 2 Halloween. They had like a Flair, and they had an Undertaker. And I thought, well, he looks like he's in the Weird Al like Amish Paradise video, but I will take it for $10. I'll take it.
Oh, you got to. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. Well, we're at the main event, if you can call it a main event.
It is a main event match.
It's a main event match.
It is the show. Yes.
Yeah. As we are at the Great American Bash, the first of WWE's kind in 2004, with again a first and only Concrete Crypt Match.
That's right.
Where Undertaker takes on the Dudley Boys, managed by Paul Heyman, who is currently holding Paul Bearer hostage in a glass crypt.
What a thing to say.
Yes.
He is holding Paul Bearer hostage in a glass crypt where he will fill it halfway with cement so he can't get out. You don't want Paul Bearer escaping here during mid-match. But what are you guys' thoughts on this match? Any memories on this? This one I remember definitely coming into my mind, especially around this time.
I don't know that I watched this one live that I remember. And if I did, it was forgettable. This is
one thing in particular jumps out at me.
Well, it's July of 2004. The only thing I remember is this is, like you said, Steven, this is the first WWE Great American Bash pay-per-view. So this is the Torrie Wilson Uncle Sam poster that
I remember that
we all know, love.
Yeah.
But the match itself, I don't remember watching this or who I would have watched. July of 2004. I'm home from college permanently now, trying to figure life out. I don't know if I watched this one live or not. And I do know it's at the Norfolk Scope, which is where DX was trying to invade WCW. And back in '98, this is the building they were trying to get in. So they did get in. 6 years later, they got in. But I don't have any memories of this. So I'm not too sure 100% that I watched this as it happened. Of course, now it's infamous. Now you've seen it. You got to watch it. Yes.
Oh, yeah. And one thing I was going to say is I remember is about 3 hours before the pay-per-view, WWE.com posted a behind-the-scenes look at Undertaker rehearsing for this match.
Yes.
as he says, "Rest in peace, Paul Bearer," and pulls the lever. And I'm like, why did I click on this? Because now I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can still find that footage pretty easily on YouTube as well to see the behind the scenes of it. And yeah, I don't know who leaked that or how that got out there, but that was weird.
Was it a leak, or was it like, you know what, we got to put, like, we didn't kill this guy, like that was more important than the story, or was it a leak? You know,
I don't know, but I remember that. I remember it was on WWE.com. It says behind the scenes, Undertaker rehearses for his Concrete Crypt match, and like
that's so weird.
Rehearses?
Yeah,
like it's a concert.
Yeah, I was like, rehearses. What's this all about? And then they show basically what he does at the end of this match. Spoilers, but I was like, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, they would do weird stuff on .com a lot of times. Sometimes they'd break kayfabe and go behind the scenes, and sometimes they would try to keep kayfabe real hard. So I don't know. I mean, I remember seeing that later. I don't remember seeing it the day of.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't watch this pay-per-view live either, Randy. I really wasn't following SmackDown even all that much. I didn't have cable at the time, which doesn't sound that weird now in 2022. I don't have cable now, but in 2004, there wasn't a lot of cord cutting, but we had just, my family had moved and we were like kind of not off the grid, but like we had moved to a brand new neighborhood and they didn't lay cable out in our neighborhood for a whole year. Wow. So I had a whole year of no Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, just getting tapes from Travis. He would record and give me the tape at school the next day. But this was summertime, so I wasn't getting the tapes of SmackDown or Raw or anything like that. So just kind of following things on the internet, on dial-up internet, and getting the results then. But yeah, this match, just off the name of it, like Dudley Boys versus Undertaker in a handicap match, like I can't get up for that, man. Like that's not a match I'm getting excited for.
Yeah.
Alex, what was your, and I guess, Steven, you might have missed this era a little bit, but Alex, what was your dirt sheet du jour? Mine was at tpww.net and Raja.
I did Raja a little bit. Online Onslaught. What was some of the other ones, man? There were so many. I feel like different ones popped up all the time. I read a lot of Scott Keith. I don't know if you read Scott Keith blogs, all those, stuff like that.
I remember Raja. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't in college, my college years and high school years, I couldn't, like, if it was taped at all, I could not live without spoilers.
Oh no!
And now I kind of want to, like, I mean, if something happens, I'll see it on Twitter if something's remarkable, but otherwise I don't want to know.
No.
You know,
SmackDown was taped on Tuesday. I would get up Wednesday before school early to make sure I had time to get online and read the SmackDown spoilers before I went to school on Wednesday. I couldn't go through a whole day at school without knowing the SmackDown spoilers. No.
That's great.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I remember SmackDown spoilers on Wednesday. Oh my God. You're unlocking core memories now.
Yeah. Or sometimes they would tape Raw on Tuesdays, before back before SmackDown existed. So Raw would be live one week, taped on Tuesday the next week. So you'd have to get up and read the Raw results and know what was going to happen on Raw for a whole week ahead of time.
Wow.
And it still didn't affect me actually watching it. Like I knew every moment I'm still tuning in. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And I'll never forget the pop-up ads from all those wrestling websites back then. That ruined my computer, my parents' computer, multiple ones probably.
Killed many a computer with dirt sheets.
LimeWire has nothing on Raja.com.
No.
No kidding, no lie. I killed a computer. The last time I remember killing a computer was probably 2008, 2009, downloading a safe link. I thought it was a safe link. I got it killed, and my girlfriend at the time, wife now, Deanna, she spent a whole Sunday getting it back to like factory settings and getting my computer back because I felt I needed to download the old Drew McIntyre theme. When he was like the chosen one, like that's a bomb song, right? That's awesome. I killed my computer trying to get that, and then her Sunday was fix my computer.
What were you trying to download it off of?
I actually don't remember, but I think it was like I literally, because I didn't have like a Napster or anything then. This is 2008.
Okay.
So I think I just Googled Drew McIntyre, chosen one theme or IC title theme, skinny Drew McIntyre back in the day. And
Broken Dreams.
Skinny Drew McIntyre. Yes.
And I think I went to like whatever the fourth or fifth thing on Google, or maybe I don't think I was on the second. That's the dark web. You get page 2. That's the dark web, right?
Yeah, you're off the grid.
That is the dark web. When it's giving all the O's for Google, never mind.
I think it was the third or fourth one down. I'm like, this looks good. No, it was not.
Thought you were going to say you downloaded a Stephanie McMahon video. That's what really broke the computer down.
No, I've got my external hard drive from college still, and I've got so many, like, I've got her Titantron videos. I mean, I've got stuff. I've got videos superimposed with me, like, with my arm around her. Like, good stuff. Good stuff. Triple H is living the dream right now because I have allowed it.
Well, don't let him see that hard drive.
We have gone. Speaking of off the grid, we have gone off the grid here.
God, I think we got 25 minutes. This match we got to get.
We got to reel this thing back in.
Yeah.
Here.
Yes.
As we are at WWE's Great American Bash 2004 on Peacock, season 12, episode 1. Where you guys clocked in at?
I am at 2:21:02 when I get there.
I was at 04.
Okay.
I'll go backwards though.
2:21:02. Perfect. Okay.
Yep. All right. Yep.
So you guys ready?
I am ready.
Okay. So 3, 2, 1, play.
Now, as a WCW mark, I did appreciate them bringing out the Great American Bash, and they still do that with NXT, I believe. So I like them paying a little homage with the classic WCW names.
Halloween Havoc coming up too.
Halloween Havoc, yeah.
We saw Paul Bearer already in the Concrete Crypt. He's already sitting there.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, I remember when Paul Heyman was pitching this to the Undertaker, he used an actual casket. So it's like you didn't know exactly what you were getting here with this match.
This is like the Rest in Peace match. You don't know what you're getting till you've already paid your money, right?
Yeah. A much skinnier Paul Heyman here.
Boy, the way that that shirt's cut on Devon, I feel like I'm seeing something I'm not supposed to see, like on the Playboy channel, but it's okay, I guess. They are looking very reminiscent of Alex's Jack's 2-pack that he got from Mike Crew. Yeah.
Yep. I think that's the only time they've been in that look. To me, the Dudleys, I'm a huge Dudley Boys fan. Love the trilogy of ladder matches, tables matches. Loved them in ECW. 2004 Dudley Boys were, as stale as stale could be, in my opinion. I just was not. I feel like we'd done everything we could do with the Dudley Boys, and having them in this like weird main event run just did nothing for me. What did you guys think?
Yeah, you're right. This is kind of we're circling the drain with the Dudleys in WWE. They're going to, after this feud ends, I think they're gone for a they feud maybe with Big Show. I think Big Show takes them out, not to dinner, but he takes them out. And then they're gone until like the one night stand in 05. And then
they end up being Spike's henchman for a little while. He becomes like the mob boss of the Dudleys, which I liked that little run, but
But this is sporadic appearances throughout 05, and then they're gone. They're off to TNA, and they're gone. So this is kind of their circle. They got one foot in the grave, one on a banana peel, in WWE.
Do either of you have a favorite Dudley Boys like match or memory? Like what comes to mind?
Oh, definitely the TLC match of WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, you put that one over the SummerSlam one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, that's the Dudleys I think of too, that whole wheelhouse, that whole, like you said, Alex, that 2000, 2001 era. They won those matches usually. Usually it was the Dudleys that would win those big matches on pay-per-view, or they'd at least come in as the, I guess I should say they would come in as the tag champs. They were usually the ones that would come in as the champions.
Right.
And they lose both of those.
Yes.
Yeah, Edge and Christian win them.
Edge and Christians they're the ones that actually win. Yeah.
Yeah.
P.S. Steven, you are correct. Paul Heyman looks much younger and skinnier. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Great entrance here from Undertaker, though. Look at all that pyro.
The pillars of fire. I love it.
Paul Heyman holding that urn in defiance. And again, we come full circle. Harvey Wippleman had the urn at SummerSlam 93. Paul Heyman's got the urn here.
One manager, Paul, trying to steal the Undertaker from another manager, Paul. What better storyline?
This was my idea, and all the time.
Well done. Yeah.
Right. playing the long
all
game.
These connections and everything. I pitched this perfectly.
WWE would never let that happen nowadays with two guys with the same first name. Like, they are very particular about nobody can have the same first name or last name.
Well, until recently, nobody could have a first name, period.
True.
The things they concern themselves with.
Taker with that very 04 look. I don't know. I call it the Chuck Norris belt buckle, that 04, that WrestleMania SummerSlam 04 belt buckle. Very 04 when I see that. And it makes me think of that WrestleMania 39 basic, that series that I don't think it's – there you go. Steven's holding it. I think it's very WrestleMania 20 and 04. I think it's a perfect representation of this Taker. I don't think that's in stores yet, but I do know it's on ringside.
Yes. Did you grab it with your greatest hits in Stephanie McMahon order?
I did not, but those two are going to be here on Thursday. So I'm excited for that.
Well, we expect photos of your ringside acquisition.
I'll have to see if I can get at my external hard drive too and find some of these terribly photoshopped. It looks worse than Flair and Miss Elizabeth. They look worse than that.
You can keep those to yourself, Randy. I'm not clamoring for those photos.
Randy, you have been very stubborn about us not buying that Stephanie McMahon figure.
Literally, it was right there for you.
Steven and I have both found it multiple times, and
I was trying not to pay shipping. Yeah, I was trying not to pay shipping on a regular peg warmer, but I
would have charged you shipping, Randy.
See, I thought that new Undertaker was a WrestleMania 33. I thought it was supposed to represent the Roman Reigns match.
It's the photo they use, but it's the photo on the packaging is definitely WrestleMania 20.
It's 20. Well, I know the Kane in the same set as WrestleMania 20, so I guess that makes sense.
So I think they paired them up.
Okay.
Paul Heyman telling Undertaker to do the right thing, and then he starts with a little warning by pulling the lever and getting the concrete filled up to, I think, Paul Bear's, chins.
And Taker's hair is getting to the point of being acceptable here. He's kind of started growing it back out in late 2003, and like the figure you just talked about is a little too short at WrestleMania 20 for the dead man, but it's looking respectable here at this point.
I'd say so.
Paul Heyman being buried in oatmeal. Paul Bearer. I'm going to keep getting them messed up.
Right. And now Bubba's telling him to do the right thing. They ring the bell, do the right thing, or we'll pull the lever.
Yeah, like people actually believe that this is going to be the main event. It's like, 2 minutes?
How does this close the show? Not the WWE title match with like the brutal bloodbath with
a
Guerrero.
Great match.
Yeah, Guerrero and JBL. Maybe this has something to do with logistics with this concrete truck. I don't know why this is closing it, but it is.
Well, I guess how do you move on from killing Paul Bearer?
Yeah, Paul Bearer's hair being taken over by the cement. How can you top that visual?
Sure. Yeah, it kind of kills the crowd right there.
Well, you mean they don't trot the new rockers out after this match to have a
get off?
And this is much like the Hell in a Cell we just covered. This is another one where it's like, what am I supposed to be cheering for here? Like, do I cheer for The Undertaker to lose so that Paul Bearer can live? Or do I cheer for my guy, The Undertaker, knowing that Paul Bearer is going to die if I cheer for The Undertaker? It's like, as a fan, what am I supposed to get excited for here?
Right. Absolutely. And why is they're the tag team champions, Devon and Buck? Why is this not for the tag championship? This is Undertaker facing the tag team champions.
Sure.
Put some skin in the game,
his
Dudley.
Partner, The Undertaker.
Right. Put some skin in the game.
Yeah, Undertaker loves having the tag team titles.
He does.
Decorated champion here. He's going to lay down.
Yes, he does lay down. And then Bubba making a cardinal. He's never seen a horror movie. You don't stand over the monster when he's dead. You don't do that,
As we saw in Halloween Ends.
Did you see it, Steven?
Yeah.
What'd you think? I
liked it. It was, it's kind of slow in the beginning. But once it gets its flowing, I saw it for the second time yesterday. It's not bad.
It's not bad. I like that they tried to get Michael Myers an apprentice. I'm not sure that the finale is the time to do it, but it was different. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it gave, it harkened back to like Halloween 4 and 5, with the little girl being possessed. So
Yeah, Danielle Harris. Yeah.
You get a little bit of Michael Myers' possession. You get a little bit of, just little tidbits of all the other movies sprinkled in there.
I think time will be very kind to that movie.
Yeah, I like when Laurie sees him outside, like how she saw Michael
by the bush. Yeah.
So not bad. Not the best, but not the worst.
Bringing it back here, Bubba wearing the studded belt like I did in college. So good for Bubba.
Tell me it's 2004 without telling me it's 2000.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what's y'all's over under? How many years until we get another Halloween movie after Halloween ends?
Yeah, Halloween ends. I think this is Halloween ends for JLC, Jamie Lee Curtis. But this is like Fast and the Furious or the superhero movies. It makes too much money. It'll be back.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just don't know where they go with it.
Right.
They have to revamp the whole new timeline because he's dead now.
Yeah, I would assume that that's pretty dead. From no spoilers, but that's pretty dead. Oh, bad dog. Paul Heyman's every time the Undertaker gets a little bit of momentum in this match, he was going for old school there. He calls him Paul Heyman calls him bad dog, and he flips the switch, and now Paul Bearer is going to be up to his we'll say his pelvis, I guess. We'll be nice. We'll say up to his pelvis in concrete.
Well, you know what we don't have, guys? We don't have a Paul Bearer figure that really represents this era. I mean, I know it's really not that different than some other ones, but I mean, he's certainly bigger, heftier. He's got a little bit of a different face, and I don't think any company has ever done a 04 Paul Bearer.
With the Donald Trump red tie?
Right, yes.
04 Paul Bearer. We need 98, 99 Paul Bearer, too.
We don't have that. Or 2000, like 2000? WrestleMania 2000 with the red suit to WrestleMania.
The red suit.
Yeah, we don't have that.
That'd be great.
I don't think we'll ever get any of those. Like, I can't imagine them making another Paul Bearer figure. Maybe a retro.
I'm sure they can sneak him into the Legends. Have him be the Chase.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah, they can make him like Ministry, and then have him have the red suit, Chase, and have like interchangeable heads.
Well, we're getting like a Paulie Dangerously, so why not?
Why not?
Which you need the Paulie Dangerously to go with your Mean Mark on your shelf. Yeah. I think you need to have that.
And you need the Ministry Paul Bearer to complete your Ministry of Darkness.
You do. Yep.
So just have him sign Midian to a deal. Have Midian and Paul Bearer.
Please.
Yeah, complete your ministry.
Give us a Midian and give me a Godwin's. Give me a Godwin's tag team set. Just one. I don't need more than one. Just give me one Godwin's Elite.
Yeah, you can have your Survivor Series 95 Dark Side team complete.
Then we need a Savio Vega.
Darkness complete.
We need a Savio Vega Elite.
Yes.
Well, I think we've talked about we need the, speaking of Survivor Series takers, we need the Betsy Ross jacket. Undertaker.
Without question.
Yeah.
The jacket he hates. I doubt they'll make that.
Well, I don't know. They pay him enough money for the figure.
Oh, sure.
He can boo the jacket on Sunday, cash the check on Monday.
Randy, is that you with the Taker is God sign?
Right. Yes, this is.
I'm sure it is.
Virginia, yeah.
The people behind him are pissed because he's been holding that sign up the entire match.
Yeah, that's not good etiquette. That's like baseball etiquette. You don't climb the stairs to your seat during a live ball.
Right.
You don't hold the sign up except for entrances. Undertaker again had momentum. He quit that momentum to go try to save Paul Bearer, and now they're gonna hit the switch on the cement mixer again.
And I think we all have to give just a world of credit to both Pauls, Heyman and Bearer here, because as bad as this is, their performances make it at least somewhat watchable. And like this could be so much worse with lesser performers than Heyman and Bearer in these roles.
He is committed to screaming, "Save me, Undertaker!" the whole time.
He's doing what he can.
Bubba screaming at Heyman to don't kill him. We can beat Undertaker. Let me finish him, then you can kill Paul Bearer. Okay.
And Bubba Ray, here in 2022, main eventing Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, kind of wild. Only one of these guys still competing. Well, I mean, Heyman, of course, still on TV, but not competing.
Heyman competing.
He took a bump at SummerSlam. He took that F5 through the table. I do love this arena, though. They're not showing it right now, but we've seen some of the shots of the ceiling on there. Very cool, unique arena. Seems like all the arenas just blend in together these days, but this one at least has a different feel and vibe to it. So I think it's pretty neat.
And Paul Bear looks like he's literally sitting in cereal.
Hope he got paid a little extra for tonight.
Hope that's not quick drying cement.
Exactly. You guys got any Halloween plans this year?
That's a nice segue.
No, man, Halloween's on a Monday, by the way. What a bummer.
I hate that.
Office Halloween party for me.
He told me about that. Yeah, and you're not dressing as Taker. You're dressing as the Phantom, right?
Yes.
No. You got the hat and the gloves and the tie. They said they sold the set this summer. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is your son like excited for Halloween? Does he recognize it? Is he old enough?
He wants to be a pumpkin, so he's gonna be a pumpkin. My wife wants to make him a pumpkin. She's making him a pumpkin costume.
Okay.
And I've rode my 4.5-year-old son, because that's what you do. And I'm like, come on, man, that's what babies do. You're not 1. You're 4.5. Come on, be something cooler. You only get so many of these. He doesn't know this. I do, right?
Literally.
You only get so many of these. Be something cool. And he's just like, I want to be a pumpkin. I'm like, come on, man.
Does he understand the concept of all the candy he's going to get?
I think so. We usually don't, because of COVID happened right after he was born. We never, never really taken him out. So this is the first time.
It's really his first one.
I don't know how long he'll last, but we'll take him down our new neighborhood. We'll take him down a street. There's a cul-de-sac across from us.
His first one trick-or-treating, and he wants to be a pumpkin.
Come on, man. I know, right?
Weak.
I'm thinking about disowning him. I don't know.
I think at 4 or 5, I was either Robin from Batman or Egon from Ghostbusters cartoon, of course.
Nice. I had some good ones in there. I was Taker once. I was Mario.
You were?
I was Mario once. I was Batman, the cool Batman, where you like buy the boss man type mask with the smock.
Oh, that's what my Egon was.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. 4 or 5. I think I was Batman, definitely. Batman Forever had just come out, so definitely Batman.
I don't know why I wanted to be Robin. Like I demanded to be Robin and not Batman.
Yeah, I think, and then I was Zorro.
Ooh.
Yeah, I remember that. Batman, Zorro, and I think the following year was Undertaker.
Were you Zorro because you're the Z-Man?
Yeah, I'd go with that one.
Okay. I thought that made sense.
My last Halloween when I was 12, I think 12 or 13 maybe, the last time I dressed up and went out before my dad shut it down. I think my dad felt like you're going to be a teenager, you're going to be causing trouble, you're not going out anymore. So you're
going to be causing. Your dad was definitely something.
Yes, I was John F. Kennedy. So basically I put on church clothes and I did the comb over, and there you go.
That's what I did when I was Ronald Reagan.
Oh my God.
Alex, you been any president?
I have not been any presidents. No.
I had the Reagan pin and everything. I had drew age lines on me. Did gray in my hair.
Oh yeah, a bunch of nerds.
Oh, you know.
No, I was not the Undertaker, but I was Big Daddy Cool Diesel in the 4th grade. I think I was. My grandmother's neighbor is a seamstress, and she sewed me handmade Diesel spandex costume, head to toe, with the big silver vest like WrestleMania 12, white shirt, black pants, fringe. I got a wig, painted a goatee on my face.
Tell me there's photo evidence somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's on our Instagram. We've talked about it on the show.
I would say that
nobody knew who I was because, 1995 WWF, nobody knew who Diesel was. I didn't care. He was my favorite. I had the official gloves, like much like your American Badass gloves, merch stand gloves, Steven.
Yeah.
But I had the official Diesel glove.
Yeah, I would say I think it's kindergarten and first grade. I won the costume contest at my Catholic school dressing up as Undertaker.
Yes.
So
I love that.
That's got to be like 98 or 98, 99. That's Amish Devil Undertaker too at the Catholic school. Very nice.
oh yeah. Look, I had the mask with the pointed goatee and everything. Yeah, Steven wins. I'm like, yay.
That's awesome.
Well, this match is somehow still going on.
Yeah, I know. We're totally not even paying attention to it.
Undertaker's rolling.
Undertaker's hit his greatest hits on Devon, the snake eyes, big boot.
Yep.
I don't think people are fully invested in 2004 Dudleys just like we are.
Except for that Taker is God guy. He is really excited.
He's here for it.
I think we're going for an old school now, and Steven and I have a running gag where I at the beginning of our watch-alongs, I said, he never hits this move. I don't know why he ever – this is the worst move ever. And since then, on every watch-along but one, he has hit the old school.
Yeah.
And now we're going for the tombstone on Devon. Nope. And a low blow.
I mean, I would have guessed much like you that he never hit it. But, yeah, I guess he has hit it more.
Right. Maybe it's just like I'm thinking of all like the Raws and SmackDowns I saw, and that's like, diluting my sample size, I guess. But on pay-per-view, he's hitting them.
Yeah. I think what I remember, he would get cut off a lot on the first one, but then he'd come back and hit it later in the match. Make sure to get it in. All right, it's gonna be a little blurry, but there's a Big Daddy Cool.
Oh yes, nice,
Alex.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Wig and all.
Wig and all. Terrible wig. Paul Heyman, another long-running rival to The Undertaker through many generations, many feuds, many rivalries, many superstars.
Yeah.
Dudley's, Heidenreich, he would throw out there.
My God. You're hitting all the classics here.
CM Punk.
Heidenreich.
Punk, Lesnar.
Yeah. Okay, now we're getting better.
I love that you missed. I don't know if you saw it, but Devon shaking his leg.
Yes.
His one foot like quivering as he gets covered for the 1, 2, 3 after the tombstone.
Great sell. Yep.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Pulling a Rock, as Rock used to do, just twitch.
So the Undertaker just won the tag belts, right? He just beat the tag team champion.
He should have.
Should have.
But he did not do the right thing.
Bad dog. He did not do the right thing. So Paul Heyman's going to hold the urn upside down, which I'm not sure what that is all about.
A distress symbol, I guess.
I guess.
That's clearly not Paul Bearer in the crypt anymore.
Right.
Taker Lightning stops Paul Heyman from hitting that lever for that last time and killing Paul Bearer.
So we're going to get the feel-good ending here. Undertaker's going to save the day.
Sure, he's just going to bust out the glass and have all the concrete just roll off here.
Everybody's going to go home happy. Save me, Undertaker. Save me. Here's the rehearsal footage we saw earlier in the day.
No, it's even weirder. It's like Undertaker was like in street clothes.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
He had like a flannel vest on or something like that.
Shakespeare pose.
Paul Bear's probably thinking, can you quit taking your sweet ass time? Like the stuff is drying. I can't breathe.
Can you imagine being the concrete company you called out here to rent the truck for this night? Probably got a nice paycheck from WWE to rent the truck.
Sure.
Bought some new equipment for the year, I'm sure. Now, I don't have any concrete truck experience. Is this how it's usually done, with just a giant cartoonish lever on the side of a truck? Is that what drops the concrete out?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. But the thing's supposed to be spinning. I know that, to mix it.
That is true.
Yeah, to keep it from drying. I do know that, yeah. I have no other choice, Paul. Rest in peace.
No.
And he pulls the lever himself, rendering the last 25 minutes an exercise in futility because he could have not shown up. Why wrestle these guys? Why get hurt? Why show up?
What a great babyface. I love this guy, The Undertaker, who just killed his best friend.
Right.
Yeah, literally.
Do we remember, Paul Bearer just came back at Mania 20, 4 months prior, and we're already flushing him. Like, is this a health-related situation where we're sending Paul home to hopefully lose some weight, for lack of a better term? Or how can they be out of ideas for this guy 4 months later?
That is my understanding.
I think so.
Yeah, he just was not, at his current health situation, able to handle things on the road anymore. They brought him in for the big nostalgia pop at WrestleMania, but he was just not able to make the towns anymore. But I can say that on SmackDown after this, after being, pronounced dead this night, he was upgraded to alive on the next episode of SmackDown at a local medical facility, just with severe internal injuries. So
good news. Good news.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what they showed, like, footage afterwards of people like breaking out the cement and pulling them out or some crap like that. I vividly remember.
Might be on the DVD or something.
Yeah. So
that's like breaking the Warrior out of the casket in '91. Mm-hmm. I remember that footage, and it's all torn up on the inside, and you just think, oh my God, he went through hell in there.
Oh yeah.
Very similar, but obviously less effective.
Sure. So, what's the general consensus on these 3 matches?
They sucked.
Yeah,
I know.
And I hate to rank them because then somebody has to be ranked 1 as if it's a compliment.
Wait, ranked 1 as the worst or the best?
Yes, something would have to be ranked the best out of these 3, and I don't know.
Oh God, I would probably, of all of them, I would probably put Boss Man as 1.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I'll go with Gonzalez as 1. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's the least, it's the shortest, I think, and the least painful to sit through. So I'll call that one the best. And Hell in a Cell second, and I think this tag match was the worst.
Anybody got any candy ideas?
What I was going to go for this one was a Kinder Egg, because Paul Bearer is the toy inside the Kinder Egg of concrete. So that was my joke for that one.
That's awesome. I would probably say those old school fake cigarettes that are like, that you think they're cool. You think they're going to make you look cool. And then you chew on them and they're just white and chalky. And It's not all that fulfilling. So here we are.
Full of disappointment.
Right.
Full of disappointment, yeah. What's that? I think there's a candy that's like the wax you eat on the top and then you drink like the liquid inside.
Yeah. It's like a root beer kind of flavor.
Yeah, something like that. So that's what I'd pick.
All right. I can get behind that.
Yeah. So quite the interesting oddity of matches that we had here today.
Any figures to represent that era, Undertaker, Randy?
I don't have any on me, but I think that WrestleMania 39 one is the one Steven has.
Right. You said
I would say.
That is the one, yes. But you have is that the LJN looking one, or what one is that?
It's not. It does look kind of similar to that. It's just a Jakks. Actually, I don't even know what series it's from. I picked it up at a thrift store randomly.
Boy, he's almost topless there. He's almost out of uniform.
Right. I don't know, Steven. Can you name that one?
Looks like maybe the Treacherous Trios that they came with Orton.
Okay. We'll trust your judgment on that.
The
Thanks.
fact that he has that kind of recall is ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yes. Just a big Rolodex. I'm surprised they didn't do anything with the Dudleys and the Undertaker in like a 3-pack. They were pumping those out.
You would think, right?
Like nobody's business.
Yeah, they could have done a 3-pack with these Dudleys. Right? Yeah, they could have re-released them.
Yeah, or with Paul Heyman and Paul Bearer.
Sure. Yeah.
Why not?
Alex, I was watching your unbox. I always watch your own. If you ever see one like on
That's
your
it. You're the one.
I am the one.
Yeah, thanks.
The one like. Yes. So I was watching. Usually, my wife, she'll hear your voice as I'm like in like. I might
tell her I'm sorry.
Right, I might be on the other end of the couch watching it. She'll be like, "What? What are you watching?" I recognize that voice. I'm like, "It's Alex. It's the unboxing." So we'll be watching the unboxing video. I watched that, and I really like those for being 2 Jax figures. And it was kind of cool those Dudleys that
they're not bad.
And he didn't know that we'd be covering this match. So how cool is it that you got that one?
Yeah, I know. Worked out perfectly. These are the exact ones I needed. I'm down to, I think, 17 or 18 opponents left to have the full collection on there. And a couple of them are harder to get, but some of them are just easy ones I just haven't pulled the trigger on. Like Great Khali. I'm not like dying to get a Great Khali, and they're a dime a dozen. There's so many of them. I'll pick one of those up eventually. But the one I'm missing can be, and none of them are hard to get. It's just putting down the dollars for them, really, is the Isaac Yankem. I think that's the most expensive one I have left. I think it's running about $100 right now.
I remember when I would see like so many of those at Toys R Us or something.
Oh, yeah. So that's, and then the Ludwig Borga, which I've, gone through, and I have a Ludwig Borga toy, the Spin Fighter Ludwig Borga little pin thing to represent him, because I'm not spending $300 on Ludwig Borga. If I find him, at a toy store for cheap or something, I'd consider it if I got a deal on it. But I'm just I can't do it.
Is the Hasbro the only one?
Yeah, that's the only thing he has is the Hasbro, and it's in the green card series. I mean, even loose, you're talking over $150 probably. And he never even touches Undertaker in the match. They're just technically on opposite sides of the Survivor Series 93 main event. Yeah. So it's not worth it to me. If it was a real opponent, I'd bite the bullet on it, but I can't justify it.
No, that $150 could buy you like a urn or who knows what,
Right. Something much more valuable. Yes.
Yeah. Now, do you have Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Triple H represented?
I don't. Like that. Triple H is actually one of the ones I don't have. So I need to I want to get the WrestleMania 27 Triple H, because I was at that show. And there's a cool one in his entrance gear.
Yes.
From that. So that's one I need to get. But you're right. I probably do need a Hunter Hearst Helmsley too, because he's in that Dark Side Survivor Series match. I think that's, I say I have 17 more to get to have one of everybody, but I do have some like other ones that I feel like will keep the collection going. So stuff like that, stuff like other gimmicks to get people in, or side characters. Like I don't have a Vicky Guerrero yet. I feel like I need a Vicky Guerrero. That was such a significant feud. Harvey Whippleman maybe with the wheelchair accessory. Yeah. I think I need a Stephanie. I don't have a Stephanie. I probably need a Stephanie. She's significant enough in Undertaker's timeline.
I had so many Jack Stephanies, like in college. They were just like, people would buy them for me, and I'd buy a few for myself, but like they'd be all over my dorm room. And not kidding, college Randy would take them scissors. If she was like in her like skirt, I would take her the scissors and I'd make that slit on the side of her leg just a little longer, a little bigger.
Scissor me, Daddy Randy.
Yes. So 20-year-old Randy, A+ marks.
I may or
time to be alive, right?
I may or may not have cut off my Sonny Jax figures mini skirt to see what was underneath that skirt when I was 12 years old. No comment.
What kind of people am I talking to here?
We've been through a lot here tonight. We're just revealing our deep, dark figure secrets.
I mean,
Steven, speaking of picking up purchases and things like that, I want you to check your email before we get off the call here tonight.
Check my email?
Yeah. We know it was your birthday yesterday as we were recording this.
Say it's your birthday.
Yes, it was my birthday. Let me see.
Hopefully it went through.
Oh, well, you are just the best. As I just got a email here that Alex has sent me an eBay gift card from
Alex and Randy.
Alex and Randy. Oh, I just
Yes.
Alex. Oh, okay.
It came from my email address, but it's from the both of us together.
Oh, well, you didn't have to.
No, but you're such a good friend to us, and always looking out for us for the toys we need, and want to celebrate you and wish you happy birthday. Go get you something good on eBay or put it towards something. But maybe join the hat club.
Yeah, man.
Me and Randy put it towards the hat club.
I never felt more out of place than I do today.
Come on.
Happy Dirty 30, man.
Thank you. Don't say it too loud.
Yeah, right.
But I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. I was like, which email do I check? I have like 3 of them.
I picked that one. Yeah.
I know, like which one? Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Steven, I got one other thing, and Alex doesn't know about this either.
No.
Is it possible for you to allow me to share screen? Can you make me a co-host real quick?
Oh my gosh, all this stuff I have to do here.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh my God, I don't know if I can. Hang on, let's see. Share screen. I could share my screen.
I think you have to go to, and then it'll show you all the participants, and I think you could maybe right click on me, I think, and then it said make co-host, or you could click on the ellipses button, maybe. That'd be an option too.
Yeah, make host. Change.
Yep. There we go. We picked back up. Steven, you can fix that in post, I'm sure.
Sure, I was just going to say, so much editing now I have to do in post.
Okay, so let me see if I can share my screen. Oh my gosh, now I don't know what I'm doing.
I hope this is worth it.
I'm sure it will be. I never doubt the Turco. I never doubt the Turco. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, here it goes.
So I'm sharing my screen, right? You can see.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Getting a good look at Randy's desktop. Hello!
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. So we are expecting one more
dude.
In
that's
January.
Coming up.
Gosh,
Yes.
That's coming up quick.
You've been keeping a secret for a while.
Yes, I was on a gag order, not to tell anybody
my.
until after we got through number 1, the anatomy scan. Number 2, so we know it's a baby girl. Number 2,
I can tell by the bowl.
And then we were going to go home in September to tell family. So let's tell family first, and then let's tell close friends before we just put it out on Facebook for all the, all the other plebes. So wanted to make sure to tell you guys, and I guess by proxy the entire internet tonight.
Yeah, the dozens and dozens of watchers.
Of course.
Hey man, that's awesome! Congratulations.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun experience. First one with Fitzy, our son.
Yeah.
It's a new experience. You don't know what you're doing, so you kind of drink it in as it happens, and you enjoy it. Maybe not all the parts, but most of the parts. And then this time around with a baby girl, we get a girl, so you can experience that side of things.
That's right.
Might regret that in 15 years. We'll see how that goes.
So are you going to be naming her Jackie or Stephanie?
Or maybe Fitzgeraldine, and put that out there.
Oh my God.
And then this time around, knowing that this is probably our last one, just kind of drinking it in. That Stone Cold Steve Austin, that vest, one more round.
One more round.
That's kind of where we're at. So one more round. So we're real excited to get to it in January here, and it's only 3 months away. So I'm freaking out a little bit.
Wow.
And that's I imagine that necessitated the move to the new house a little bit.
Yeah, I think the move was just like, hey, if we do have a second kid, we need more room, and then let's be set up and ready to go for whenever that happens. And then it literally happened right away, right after that. Now, she was pregnant as we moved. I did not know that. I didn't find out until Father's Day. So I felt bad. So here I am saying, hey, pick up that box. Let's go.
What are you doing?
Right.
Take it,
man.
No breaks.
Yeah.
No
what do
days
you think
off.
you were pregnant? Come on.
I had no idea. So pretty cool, man. So I figured no better time than during the let's boost the ratings a little bit with the worst matches with a good announcement at the end.
You end on something positive. Absolutely.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks, internet.
Yeah.
And you can reuse the Take Her Easy onesie, I imagine.
Oh, we still have it.
Don't you? Good.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, our daughter, I think she has officially maxed out of the onesies you sent me, Randy. Yeah, I know. They don't last long.
No, like 6 minutes. Time to have another one.
That's what it is. I guess that's it. It was a 6-month onesie you sent me, and she was wearing it, at 2 months.
Right.
And she's a little over 6 months now, 6 months and a couple of weeks. And it is, I think I put it on her last week, and it's like, this is probably the last time we're wearing this one.
Right.
But loved it.
Well, then you can put it up, frame it up on the wall behind you.
Oh, yeah, I'm not getting rid of it. No,
yeah,
we gave away a bunch of stuff a couple weeks ago. I'm not giving away any of the sentimental stuff for sure.
I think the urn one, it says, "Oh yes, that's Steven."
It's one of your brands, Steven.
That's one of Steven's.
It
yeah.
is. Yep. It is.
Steven, you're welcome for that 12 cents or whatever they say.
The benevolence is just overflowing.
Yes.
Well, I don't think that anything else can top that announcement. So I think that's a perfect bow to put on the end of this episode of Undertaker's triple threat of terrifyingly terrible matches. And as we keep on rolling and we take her easy to the rest of October, I thank you, Randy, for joining me here as always. And thank you, Alex, for being the guest on, well, not the best episode, but what could be more Halloween than all of us together enjoying some spooky, scary matches that The Undertaker was involved in.
Some tricks and treats, indeed.
That's right. And he had Halloween candy discussion, figure discussion, and nothing can top your announcement, Randy. Again, congratulations.
Thank you. Literally putting a bow on it.
That's right.
So make sure to follow Randy at Pokey's Little Dog on Twitter. You do not yet have an Instagram.
No, I do not.
So, and to follow Alex Doriot on Twitter and on Instagram, and also Talking Taker.
Yep. I don't post too much on the personal pages, but yeah, all the good stuff's at Talking Taker. Of course, we got monthly episodes coming out. Our October episode was covering No Mercy 2002 Hell in a Cell match, a much better match than anything we covered here tonight. My co-host Travis and I, we did the 20th anniversary of that Undertaker Brock Lesnar Hell in a Cell match. And then in November, we were just talking about it. So November 1st, we'll be dropping kind of another sort of concept fantasy episode for us. We're gonna imagine a world where the Undertaker hits the ring in 2023, but he's gonna go through the Forbidden Door. So we're going to pick some Forbidden Door opponents from all over the world of wrestling that we think it'd be fun to see the Undertaker face in a fantasy world where he wrestles people in 2023. So a little bit different, a little bit more unique, not just a standard watch along. So we haven't recorded that one yet, but look for it on November 1st. A little something different from Talking Taker.
He opens the forbidden casket door, you could say.
You could say. I think we will say that now.
There you go.
That's awesome. I can't wait for that one. That's like when the Foo Fighters had a acoustic album, man. Whatever keeps them interested and keeps them producing content. So whatever keeps you guys around, I am game.
Yeah, a little experimental.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. You can even go back in time, see what he would have done in WCW or anything else like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if that comes up too. So
yeah. Oh, I like it. So make sure to keep an eye out for Talking Taker's November episode. Sounds interesting, and I will be waiting to listen to that as well. So thanks, guys, as always, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You've made it this far on this video. Why not? And make sure to subscribe to my podcast and follow me on Twitter at CollectUpDead and on Instagram at CollectingDeadMan. And make sure to keep on rolling. And I'll be here, same Taker time, same Taker channel, as always. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Randy, you have to stop the recording.
I'm working on it.